Hello, students of Standard 8. Today, on 25th of April, I am once again here with the last portion of this chapter 1 in history: how, where, and when, about history. So, in the last video, we have seen different sources of history. We have seen through archaeological, new cities. Now, today, we will see what are the other sources of history in modern India. So, other one more source is coins. Coins provide us important information regarding various rulers. As you all know, previously we had different types of coins minted by different kings. Whoever the king has made their coins in their own period, in one side, as we are having in modern period, the coins, one side it is written which what is the price, that is 5 rupees coin or 2 rupees coin, and another side it is a symbol of national emblem. In the same way, in the previous, in the ancient time, the ruler used to have their, instead of national emblem, they have their own figures maintained over there. So, through those coins, we can understand, we come to know about their attire, about their faces, how they look. So, it gives an important information regarding various rulers. This provides us information regarding the economic condition of people. The British East India Company started minting coins from the mid 17th century. And in 1717, the British obtained the right to strike their own rupee in the name of the Mughal emperor. So when you purchase the book, or you are having, if you are having the book, you will see the figures of different types of coins during the Mughal period, during the British period. Our next sources is press and newspaper. These are also very important. In 1876, there were 62 different language newspapers in Bombay. Now it is called Mumbai, Oudh and Central provinces. 28 in Bengal and 19 in Madras. That is, now it is called Chennai. Some important newspapers of that period are the Times of India. It was founded in 1861. The Pioneer, founded in 1865. The Tribune, started in Lahore in 1877. Amrit Bazar Patrika, founded in 1868 by Sisir Kumar Ghosh. Now, the Indian press reflected the public opinion of that times. Their contribution in educating the people, in promoting political consciousness, and demanding increased participation in India's of Indians in administration was far-reaching. Means through newspaper, every editor or the publishers of the newspapers, they tried the Indians to come up with their according to their merit, to come for the Indians, for the country's welfare, for the administration, proper administration. What is good, what is bad, it has been published there. One more sources, fifth source, administration produces record. Another important, this is another important sources of history of that period, British period, that all the official records of British administrations were preserved. The British believed that the act of writing was important. Everything should be given in writing so that afterward nobody can deny it. Every instructions, plan, policy decisions, agreement, investigations had to be clearly written up. Once this was done, things could be properly suited and debated. It can be seen several times. It can be read several times. This conviction produced an administrative culture of memos, not noting and reports. The British also felt that all important documents and letters needed to be carefully preserved so that it can be used earlier in the coming in the future. So this become a source of information. The letters written by Jawaharlal Nehru to his daughter Indira Gandhi has become a book. All the necessary informations or the motivations which he has given by sitting in the jail to his daughter Indira Gandhi was become afterward become it was published in a book. It became a small book of very good knowledge. And so if it has not been preserved, we could not come to know about these things. So this is also a type of source of modern era. Print as source. Many European artists also arrived in India along with the trading companies. They produced various images showing major events of history. But images need to be carefully studied for they project the viewpoint of those who create them. The painters, although if they are not well literate, they can through paintings can depict many things. If you read the paintings, if you are able to read the paintings, if you are able to understand paintings, it depict many things. So those painters' paintings have been preserved, which depict many views about that period. So this is the end of the chapter. So here there are many questions in the book, in the exercise. You go through. If you are having the book, you go through the book. If you are not having the book, you see these videos which I have taught you in different classes, different videos. I have made this chapter not in one video. Several videos are there. You go through this video and try to find out the main points and try to write the fill in the blanks if you're having the books in the book itself. Or there are few important questions like define history, two features of history, who is the writer of the history of British India, who is called the father of history, who is called father of geography, how was Indian history divided by James Mill, where is Victoria Memorial, what is the importance of history, what are the major sources of history of modern India. These are very important. You go through and try to write in your rough copy. Thank you.